good morning. DeMarcus Lawrence had foot surgery this morning. He'll miss significant time. Leon Lett also had surgery, and he will not travel to L.A., and Donovan Wilson will not practice today. So it's a medical update.
Mike, can you talk a little bit more about the impact on this defense with DeMarcus Lawrence out and how you will go about working that position?
Well, I mean, it's obviously, losing DeMarcus. I mean, he's a primetime player for us. I thought he had a nice start in Tampa. And, you hate to see these injuries to any of your guys, but, what it does, it just gives, opportunities to the other players. So, how we spread that out, that'll be done through game plan, and we'll work on that today, tomorrow, and Saturday. So, and, specifically, we'll get into that once we play the game.
Can you tell us what happened with DeMarcus? How did he go down?
It was a one-on-one pass rush drill. Just, kind of come around the corner there, and just, it was unfortunate.
Do you believe he'll be back, though, at some point this season?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
And you know what happened with Lett?
Yeah, it was something to do with the sled. He just kind of he caught it funny, and just kind of an awkward situation. And he has a torn quad tendon. So.
He's talked about, like you say, you're going to work through this, but Basham's a guy, Armstrong's a guy on the other side with Gregory still in the protocol. Can you talk about those two guys and then also an eye behind him and who you have in the rotation right now?
Well, I think as you saw throughout training camp, I thought we've done a really good job working all those guys, throughout the rotation. You look at just the way we played in Tampa. No one really played above 40 reps, with the guys, and that's really how we want to approach each and every week. So, how it shakes out. I mean, obviously, Dorrance has done an excellent job. Basham's back. He had some time off there in training camp, and you have the young guys, Bradley and Kamara. So we'll just continue to work the rotation, and there's some game plan, situational things that we'll do also.
Is Chauncey? He practiced full yesterday.
Yeah, I like the way he looked. Today will be a big day for him. He hasn't been in pads, so we'll see how his work goes today.
And Micah, does he get more edge rush responsibilities now?
We'll see. Once again, I think you have game plan specific things that you do, and so. But we've been very conscientious of how we play Micah. Both at the off the line responsibilities as opposed to being on the line.
Is that something Jalen can do?
Off the line? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I should have just brought the game plan in here. It'd been easier.
Over the last 11 days, you guys have obviously lost a lot of players, injury, COVID, things like that. What is just your message to the team when stuff like this happens?
Well, I mean, the injuries it's part of the game, and it's really it's unfortunate on a personal level, but it's not really if it's going to happen. It's just really how many are going to happen, and so that's really always part of your planning. And I think, frankly, the roster development that's in place today, I think, helps you better to prepare for this than prior seasons. So the fact that we have 69 players, in-house, I think gives us a much better chance to deal with these types of situations.
Even though you've had a lot of stuff going on, how do you make sure your guys don't get their heads down and say, "Oh, woe is me," and just stay focused on the Chargers?
Oh no, we're dialed in. I mean, today's a big practice for us. This is our heavy lifting day. So, I thought the meetings went well. I thought for a Wednesday, the work yesterday was solid. So no, we're into the plan. We're playing a team that's won their first game on the road. They're playing with a lot of confidence. I've been impressed with their personnel, so we're dialed in to winning this game.
So there's no concern with where you are now that after last season there's a here we go again sort of mentality you have?
I don't think so. No, I don't feel that way. So I don't get that sense from our players at all.
But Coach, in your private moments, do you kind of feel like you guys had mentally reset that this was sort of year one? You had your players available to you. Do you find yourself in your quiet moments going, "Can I catch a break"?
Well, the reality of it is, this is how it goes year in and year out. It's just a matter of how many. As I've stated, that I mean, the injuries are so personal to the individual, but in the team concept and team environment, we're focused on who's the next guy up, the opportunities, and really from a coaching perspective, we just want to make sure we put these guys in position to be successful.
We talked about DeMarcus's pass rushing and all that. What do you miss from his run defense and just the energy that he brings?
Well, his energy and tempo, I think, is clearly. I mean, obviously he's had big plays. I mean, just his takeaway in the Tampa Bay game is clinic. I mean, just the way he comes down the line and hammers the ball out. So, I mean, his tenacity and his energy when he plays with is definitely, I think, is what you will miss.
Any concerns about Wilson for Sunday?
Can't really answer that right now. So we'll see how today goes, but he's not going to practice today.
I read his hooker to play. I mean, obviously he didn't play last week.
But he had a good day yesterday, so he's definitely a lot more comfortable. I think just the training camp, getting through that, and we just didn't want to go too fast, with him coming off of the injury and the rehab, component that he was going through. So I thought he looked good yesterday in practice.
Have you gone with the pass rush by committee approach in your time as a coach, so to speak? I mean, you had Peppers for a while, you have Matthews.
Yeah, I think it's different because you how many pass rushers line up and play 70 plays, 75 plays in a game. So you have to have a rotation at some level. There's a school of thought that whatever the number is, 23, 25 rushes is the maximum that you can really expect from a guy. And there's some people that don't believe in that too. So, but we want to, there's a reason why we kept as many, defensive players and also particularly the defensive front. So we want to be, rotation focused anyways.
Going back to Donovan and Hooker, is the safety positions interchangeable enough that he can handle Donovan's role if he needs to, or just how do you view playing him in tandem with?
I mean, it has to be. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's you're putting together a game plan. You're trying to go against your opponent, but the priority is always based on your players. So I mean, everything we do is based on utilizing that specific player within this game. We're not going to try to ask guys to do things that they're don't have the experience or reps in. So interchangeable, ever how you tilt it, from shell defense to one high. So I mean, you take all those things into account.
Just double checking, you won't have Gregory Sunday, or is there a slight chance?
I mean, he's still in the protocol. So
You talked before about the importance of getting that first road win. I mean, I think I know the answer, but why is that so important? What does it do to a team just to get that first road?
Well, I mean, winning on the road's the hardest. I mean, it always has been in my experience. So, it's their home opener. So it's, yeah. I mean, I think we'll go with your answer. It's probably better than mine. I didn't answer it very well. So.
With Dak and uncertainty at the right tackle and what's happening there, has he played so much where you don't worry about him overcompensating or doing different things to throw away from his game because he knows that Leo's not going to be out there?
No, I'm not concerned about it. I just my conversations with Dak, he's not concerned about it. I mean, he's focused on really the intricacies of how we're going to approach their defensive front. They give you multiple looks, multiple defensive personnel. So we just want to make sure we have the declarations right and everybody's on the same page. And, we'll compete accordingly.
How much did Steele playing with Zach last year give you a little bit more comfort that if that's the group you have to go with on Sunday?
Definitely gives you a lot of comfort. I mean, experience, you can't buy that. So, I mean, his experience last year for a rookie was tremendous. So, and I think not only the experience that he had last year, but, the energy that he took into the offseason and what he did in the offseason. So, Terrence is clearly probably one of our most improved, or, he's definitely one of the, players that from his rookie year to his second year we'll be using as an example because he's done a tremendous job, preparing for his second year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.